All right, welcome back to another episode of Mad English TV. Hope you're doing great. That was a cliched opener. That was a cliched opening. Do you know what a cliche is? A cliche. Well, a cliche is a saying or an idea that is very common and overused and unoriginal. Okay? So it's a saying or an idea that is just really overused and sort of unoriginal. I'll give you an example. Okay, let's say something bad happens in the world. Let's say there's an earthquake or something. What do you think Justin Trudeau is going to say about it? Justin Trudeau is going to go on Twitter and he's going to write something about it. Right? What's he going to say? Well, I'll tell you. He's going to say the same thing every politician says. What do they say? It's a cliche. Okay, he's going to say, "My thoughts and prayers are with the victims and their families." Right? My thoughts and prayers are with them. He's going to say exactly those words. Right? That's a cliche. Everybody says it. My thoughts and prayers are with the victims and their families. Do you think he's actually praying for the victims and their families? Or do you think he's just saying that? What do you think? Maybe he is. I don't know. I don't know what he believes. I don't know his life. Right? I don't have a camera. I'm not a fly on the wall. Maybe he's praying, "Dear Lord, please help all the victims of the earthquake and their families." Maybe that happens, right? But, I think in a lot of cases, politicians just say that because, well, that's just what they need to say, right? My thoughts and prayers are with the victims and their families. Thoughts and prayers. It's always thoughts and prayers, right? It's just a cliche. Nobody really believes it. It doesn't really mean anything. It's so common that it doesn't even really, it doesn't sound genuine, Now, it could sound genuine if you acknowledge the cliche, right? For example, if your friend is going through a hard time in life, you could tell your friend, "Hey, I know it sounds cliched, but, I'm thinking and praying for you. I'm thinking and praying for you." Okay, then that would be a good thing to say because you're acknowledging the cliche, right? If you just tell your friend, "Hey, I'm thinking and praying for you," it sort of sounds a little bit, not genuine. It's not really coming from a genuine heart. Yeah, because people say that all the time. "Oh yeah, I'm thinking and praying for you. I'm praying for you. I'm thinking about you," right? But if you acknowledge that, if you say, "Hey, I know it sounds cliched, but I'm really thinking and praying for your family during this hard time," right? That would be something that would be good. That would sound genuine, right? Nobody likes a sort of a dry, emotionless response to something. It's like when you fly on a plane and you hear the flight attendant say, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard Air Canada Flight 185 to Toronto." Right? They said, "Good evening, welcome aboard." They're welcoming you aboard. But are they really welcoming you aboard? No, it doesn't sound like it, right? They're saying, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard Air Canada Flight 185 to Toronto." They're just saying it because they say it so many times. You can tell that it's just a cliche for them, right? They're not thinking about it. It has no emotion. They're not saying, "Hey, welcome aboard. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen." Look, maybe I should become a flight attendant. I would be genuine. I would say, "Hey, welcome. You guys, welcome aboard Air Canada Flight 185. We're going to Toronto." I should be a flight attendant. I'd do much better than those people. "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard Air Canada Flight 185. You can't even understand what they're saying. Right? Nobody's even listening to them because people are expecting a cliche. It's just like if there's a disaster in the world, everybody's expecting Trudeau to go on Twitter and say his cliche, "Oh, our thoughts and prayers." People don't even think about it, right? Politicians don't even think about it. People just have these sort of programmed responses. So that's sort of what a cliche is. It's sort of like just a programmed idea that, So the word cliche is sort of a negative word. Because it's so overused and common. It's just sort of has a negative idea. And I'll give you one more example. Imagine if your friend goes through a breakup. Okay, your friend has broken up with his or her girlfriend or boyfriend, and you want to offer some words of comfort, words of encouragement. You might say, hey, don't worry, there's plenty of fish in the sea. There's plenty of fish in the sea. Okay, again, that's sort of a cliched response because it's a common saying. You're trying to tell your friend not to worry because they can find another relationship, right? There are lots of people in the world. That's what it means. There are plenty of fish in the sea. It means there are lots of opportunities. There are lots of men and women in the world. You have another chance. You can find someone, right? So it's a bit cliche to tell them, well, don't worry, there are plenty of fish in the sea, right? So that's another example of just a cliche. Cliches are sort of emotionless. Maybe your friend will appreciate it, but maybe not. Maybe they'll think it's just a cliche. You're just trying to say the most common thing, right? Like sometimes when people write birthday cards or Christmas cards, they don't know what to write, so they just say season's greetings. May you have a great year ahead. May you have a great year ahead. It's an example of a cliche. You're not really writing anything genuine or personal. You're just sort of giving a really emotionless, cliched answer. Okay, so that's what a cliche is. Now, very often we put a D on the end if it's an adjective, right? A cliched response or a cliched answer, right? Hey, do you like cliches? I want you to think of a cliche and tell me the cliche down there in the comments. Now, the reason I wanted to teach you about cliche today is because in tomorrow's lesson, I'm gonna share an English joke with you, a meme, sort of a pun, okay, and I'm gonna talk about the word cliche, okay? I'm gonna use the word cliche in tomorrow's lesson. So I just wanted today to teach you what a cliche is. It's a very common word in English. You hear that all the time in English, and you might not know what it is. It's sort of got a weird spelling on the end of the word with the E. There's a little mark above the E. Okay, so it's not really an English word. When you see words like that, it usually means it's like a French word, or it's a word from some other language, right? English sort of likes to steal words from other languages. Okay, so but the word cliche is an English word. It has become an English word. Wherever it came from, it's an English word now. And it might be also a word, right, in French, but it is an English word. We use it all the time. We spell it all the time. Now, on our keyboards, most people don't know how to write an E with one of those things. So it's okay if you just write it without that. You don't need to put the little thing over the E. You can just write it normally. So if you write the word cliche down in the comments, don't worry about the little thing. You can write it without that. So I want you to think about some cliches. Let me know down there, and I'll see you over in tomorrow's lesson where we take a look at that joke. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Well, that was a cliche.